here we go. Now, this is Japanese, so I can unmute it, but... It's the new dungeon. New dungeon, new dungeon. Deep dungeon? Alliance raid! What?
皆さんこんばんは。
こんばんは。
第75回ファイナルファンタジー14プロデューサーレターライブをお送りいたします。
はい。
皆さんにご挨拶お願いします。
はい。ファイナルファンタジー14プロデューサー兼ディレクターの吉田です。よろしくお願いします。
進行を務めますコミュニティチームモルボルこと室内です。よろしくお願いいたします。
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 75th live letter. Welcome. Strap in. We will be using the unofficial translation provided by the Reddit Discord, !translate on any of my streams, and it will pull up the command for you if you want to see it. They are going to be slamming all those trailer images. That trailer is now posted in English or whatever language you prefer that they post trailers in, is all there. If you'd like to watch any of my summaries on these things, they will be posted over to Gaming Kinda, where you can hit subscribe if you feel so inclined. And if you really want to support me over there, there's a member button there, as well as the ability to support me on Twitch. That was awesome. They are saying that we didn't have many opportunities to have events during the last 3 years with the pandemic. So having an in-person event that allowed us to talk to players again felt really good. They want to say thanks to the people working in the medical fields and everyone having the patience with the situation. We're slowly getting back to being able to have in-person events. Patch date first, January 10th. So they're going to go back over everything super duper fast. We are getting main scenario. We are getting new side quests. This will be updates to things like the Taturu's Grand Endeavor, the Tales of Newfound Adventure, and Somehow Further Hildebrand. Remember, the Somehow Further Hildebrand will be required to get to the new Relic stuff. So Hildebrand is required to get to Relic. I have not yet seen anything that says the Relic is required to get to Hildebrand, if you prefer that. Okay, so they did say you will have to finish the Four Lords Quest series from Stormblood to start these new Tataru side quests. These Tataru side quests have been making callbacks, so they've required a lot of things to get through. This is our Mandarin weapons in the interviews with Famitsu and others that all kind of dropped this week. We did see that they confirmed that these would be, and I quote, badass looking. And so if anybody had a concern they were going to be too goofy, that is not the goal. The tribal quests will be the Loporrites, which we knew back when they were revealing all the things that would be in this expansion, that the Loporrites were going to be one. So that was a very logical prediction for this that we predicted in the first live letter. And that will be our crafting tribal, because we already have a gathering with the Omicrons and a battle with the Arxidara. So it is time for yet another tribal quest. Remember, these only take a couple weeks. They usually result in big, cute mounts. And so the Loporrite festival that we saw, the little disco, was likely tied to that. And so this looks to be their area. I assume it takes place on Mar Lamentorum. Okay, now we are looking at the new dungeon. This is Lapis Manalis. It's a snow-based one, and it's also the one that showed the half-naked doll on the website, if you want to go look at that for educational purposes. There are new trials. The trial will be MSQ tied, as confirmed by the interviews this week. And then the Unreal trial, it is time to move on to Sophia, which means that the next Unreal is likely Zervan. You can use 0 in the duty support system for this dungeon. Remember, the duty support is the optional PvE way to explore these dungeons. This is Euphrosyne, which means that people can now logically speculate at what the third one will be called, because it's following a naming convention that I believe is Greek. And it is when we are getting our second ultimate of this expansion, because the ultimate that was planned for last expansion slid into 6.1, Dragon Song's Reprise. This ultimate duty will launch in 6.31. That is 2 weeks after the patch. That is January 24th. You will need to have completed the max level current Savage to go into an ultimate on patch. That is P8S. We will only be getting 2 ultimates this expansion, according to the interviews this week. And so this will be the end of the ones for the 6.x, and they would like to plan for 2 in the future, if possible, but they cannot be sure that's possible yet. Now, from here, we will be going into Deep Dungeon. This is the 3rd entry into the Deep Dungeon. They said this would not depart from the standard format of previous Deep Dungeons, so if you like those, expect the next iteration after Heaven on High. They do want the difficulty when going solo to be the next iteration after Heaven on High, and so expect, if you enjoyed Palace of the Dead and Heaven on High, to enjoy this. This is called Eureka Orthos. You must complete the main scenario quest Endwalker and progress to the floor 50 of Palace of the Dead to enter, and they said that they hope you enjoy the story of this. If you really want the story of it, you should plan on getting through at least floor 30. This will also be the time when we move the duty support thing, the not trust system, through the rest of Heavensward. These 6 dungeons are the patch dungeons tied to the MSQ of Heavensward, which means all that's left is the core MSQ of Stormblood and the patch MSQ of Stormblood. With patch 6.3, we are looking at job adjustments. They never go over these in the live letter anymore. Part 1, they said there would be job adjustments, mostly a Paladin rework. The Paladin rework in the interviews, they said, was substantial, and they would go over it today. Crafting and Gathering, it is time for them to get Splendorous Tools. Tool Enhancement quests. These are relic quests. You must complete Endwalker and the Crystalline Mean in addition to unlocking the Boutique of Splendors with Moen and Yulmore. So this implies that they are going to be Shadowbringers based. Primary fishing locations, preferred bait, additional conditions will also be added to the fish guide as they slowly bring in all the reasons that brilliant third-party tools exist, and new spearfishing locations will be added to Upper Lenosha, making this the first time that we can dive in Realm Reborn. This is big for lore reasons. They encourage you to go up into Bronze Lake and take screenshots around, I guess that's Wandering Palace. And so if you want to go to Land of the Tonberry and take your screenshots, they encourage you to do that even if you're not going to do the spearfishing. Though remember, spearfishing is a new updated minigame if you haven't done it in a long time, and it is wildly fun now. So I encourage you to go give it a shot. So with the 6 dungeons from Heavensward added to the duty support system, Yoshi-P says that this should cover everything from the free trial if the free trial doesn't get extended. That's the first time I can remember them talking about maybe Stormblood getting added to the free trial. There's been speculation in the community about it, but I can't remember Yoshi-P ever saying it. And so that would be a big deal. With the custom deliveries, he said, might Andon be able to return to being a human? Who knows? We were always playing with the thought of adding more areas in which you could dive and spearfish as well, especially between the patches when we added flying to older zones. And now it's time to talk about updates to your islands. And so, Island Sanctuary updates. We are getting new Sanctuary ranks, new visions, new item rewards, new materials, crops, animals, and handicrafts, new structures, improved workshop activities, such as the agenda, supply and demand, and earnings report, and that they noted that some of the things looked more dangerous, like more dangerous than the crocodile. There will be a new filter and sorting features for the demand survey. So hopefully you guys that have been enjoying Island Sanctuary are enjoying the rate at which they are addressing your feedback and the rate at which they're adding content. They have said that this is something they want to support into expansions to come. Many, many expansions to come. So I would hope this is something that they can address ongoing. Now it is also time for the treasure hunt update. This will be the Shifting Gymnasium Aganon. The portal accessible via new treasure map obtainable and usable in Elpis. So this is our next move forward. These will be worth a lot of money when they launch. We are also getting a Golden Saucer update, which will have a new course added for the Leap of Faith. Sylphstep. In an interview this week, he did confirm that they would like to maybe one day put snowboarding in the game. They are adding additional wards for all residential areas, jumping up another 6 wards and 6 subdivisions, 18 plots per world. Remember, with patch 6.3, we are also turning back on housing demolition, which means those of you that have not been visiting your house should start visiting your house or plan on those houses re-entering the supply. They will be available for purchase via the lottery system. That seems to be genuinely well received. In my mind, ideally, free companies have first dibs at, let's say, half. And then you give that a couple weeks. And once they've bought up all the mediums and larges, and it looks like the free companies who didn't plan ahead and didn't have the money because they're filled with new players or they weren't high enough level yet, have knocked all that out, claimed theirs, and then they let the personals come in behind them. But ideally, that's several claiming and buying cycles. So ideally that is a couple weeks in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. Let me know down below what yours is. Now we are talking about the UI improvements. We will be getting icons for damage, and they will now show in the battle log the flying text. This will be the 3 types: physical, magical, and unique. Keep in mind that this will be backwards compatible across all content, but because things don't exactly work like they always did in old content, so flags may not be correct. They did note that there may be mistakes in some of the older content on that, and so if there are, let them know and they will fix those as they go. You will also have the ability to display the remaining time for buffs and debuffs in the party list, and so a lot of this is starting to kind of follow up on them saying, you don't need add-ons for this game, let us know why you think you do, and we will work on getting those things in game. So as we look at the miscellaneous updates, as we finish up all part 1, this is alternative UI theme. It's called Clear Blue. Last time they did not give us a name because they said it was going through final quality checks, but that it would be there in time for the patch. Your portraits will now display in Duty Finder, but remember it's only for party members, which means it's going to cap at 8 when we go into the new Alliance raid. They had said when they first added those calling cards, as they designed them for PvP this expansion, they quickly realized they wanted them in more content, but that it would take time to do that because that wasn't the original intention. The new Ultimate will actually drop adventure plates, so this is going to be spreading into hopefully the entire game. They will just display briefly. They will not make the duty timer or the opening cutscene any longer, and I assume there will be a setting to turn that off. So it's just going to be an additional thing that's now happening. Now, when these portraits display, hopefully everybody will treat that completely respectfully, but just remember, like, these things are reportable, guys. So just don't be shocked. You're like, what? I thought it was so funny when I did something inappropriate, and then I got reported for being inappropriate. Just, in the famous words of Philip DeFranco, don't be stupid, stupid. As we talk about expansions to Glamour, they are expanding the ability to cast Glamours and dye Retainers equipment without removing it. They are also adding the ability to cast Glamours on your own equipment directly from your Retainer's inventory, meaning these could now act as an extension of the Glamour dresser in a way. Whoa! Ability to automatically open Umbrella when rain is detected. How cool is that? How cool is that? What a neat idea. When the umbrella rains, you'll be able to set which umbrella is to be used. How cool is that? We did have a discussion in the team on whether to not to add this for snow as well. If it snows in Tokyo, they're going to go ahead and use an umbrella. So it seems like they are heading that way. So we'd be looking at precipitation. Ability to automatically, collectively entrust duplicates of stackable items to your retainer. Oh! This is going to be a fundamental change. Remember, this fundamental change had to be done, added, and balanced prior to the ultimate being finally tested. So, like, I don't know how they did all this fast. Thank God for the translators over at the Reddit community. So, some minor adjustments, but details will be in the patch notes. That is always where the bulk of it is. Sometimes they give us, like, examples, or they explain the mentality shift. But they don't ever reveal everything in the live letters anymore, because that just causes problems. Significant adjustments to extending action rotations. The big adjustments this patch will be only for Paladin. That's the target. That's the big one. Okay? They are going to be making bigger adjustments that fundamentally change the rotation. The adjustment objectives. This will be improving the ability to deal burst damage by adjusting action efficiency and rotations. They will be improving the versatility by decreasing resilience on damage over time. And Paladin has been a job that was weak in burst output compared to the other tanks. They thought it was lacking behind. So Yoshi-P says the impact of dot damage was too high, and there were a lot of instances with the bosses becoming untargetable. Dot damage also didn't work well with burst output. They'll be improving the versatility by decreasing reliance on damage over time, as well as they're going to be kind of messing with some of the defensives. Damage over time effect for Goring Blade and Blade of Valor was removed, and then their potency was adjusted. So these are the major adjustments, but not all of them. Divine Might is now applied after weapon skill combos, allowing for an enhanced Holy Spirit to be executed once without casting. Holy Shelter on effect has been changed to reduce damage taken, thereby enhancing defensive capabilities against damage over time, and previous removed Bulwark ability has been revamped and reintroduced, offering increased defensive capability. The utility of several other actions and combos have been adjusted. Alright, let's talk about Crystalline Conflict. This is the new Crystalline Conflict Arena, and they have said that they're going to add new maps continuously for this. And so Crystalline Conflict's been very well received, and I hope it's something they support long into the future. Now, they have said that there are going to be a lot of mechanics on here, and in trade for that, they're not going to be up all the time. What happens if he stands on that? Oh yeah! Wow, that wrecked him. When they light up, it's bad, is a direct Yoshi-P quote here. So Yoshi-P says here, when they light up, it's bad, okay? Okay? So they also drop these limit break packs so that you can pick up to generate limit break. Looks like that'll kind of enter like a shenanigans. I picture like a Mario Star mode. Neat to see that kind of happen. So his limit break should fill up really fast. He's got his full limit break bar right now. And he believes that with lots of gimmicks, remember gimmicks means mechanics on this arena, matches should get very heated. So it should be fun for casual. I think this is going to probably piss people off when you get into too sweaty of matches and you feel like you got it under control and some weird mechanic of the actual map messes with you in ranked. But he says that having custom matches with only ninjas or samurais might be fun. We love our papers. Here they come. So look at these rewards. Oh, just in time for the fact that it is single-digit degrees and snowing here in Texas. Maybe that's Island Sanctuary. This looks more like a PvP reward. There we go. Forget those summer bunnies. Let's get digging into some solid PvP glam. As we look out on this beautiful Windows desktop from Greek myth, This is the second part of our Alliance Raid series, Euphrosyne. If you have not done the first part, this is the Myths of the Realm. When you first go through character creation, you need to select a birthstone, aligning you with one of the 12 gods. And it really doesn't have that much of an effect on what you do, but those 12 gods have been something that's been referenced from time to time, and now we are finally dealing with them in full. Now, by the time everybody's reached the top of this hill, Yoshi-P would like to note that you will be out of breath, but not if you're a gamer who chooses to take better care of yourself. So forget you, Yoshi-P, and all your smoking. Take good care of yourselves. Get up, stretch, use your legs. You can be a better gamer by being healthy. If you're having trouble staying healthy while gaming because you're having trouble with finding a good meal that's quick to prepare, affordable at a price, and can be easily consumed while you game, you could try clicking on my affiliate link with the Huel Black Edition and go try some of the Huel products. So, thank you for those of you that have supported me by trying some Huel out. Oh, look at these! Look at these! These must be the Alliance Raid set. They did say during the check we'll have to find people on our team who haven't done the content. We can't have the developer teams because they've designed it first, so it can be the community team. This time that FFXIV was a part of it, he didn't have the luxury to pay attention to the background or music because he needed to pay so much attention to the fights. They're showing us the gear for the Alliance Raid now. First one was tank, then maiming. So they're showing us the various sets. Gotta love these pieces of paper. They're gonna show them all this time. So there was some melee. Sometimes they leave one out. Which always feels like they're messing with us. Oh, he's got little post-it notes on it. So he can say what it is out loud without thinking. Looks nice. Looks nice. So we're seeing some ranged, and then some... So the ranged, and then the last one there, I believe, was healer. So. Oh. Maybe that was caster. Maybe this is healer. I get the two mixed up. It's really y'all's problem. I'm a tank main. Just stand back there and do your job. Oh, that was specifically ninja. Oh, I forget that melee screws all this up. I forget that. And then it was healer. Oh my gosh. Melee, why do you have to make things so complicated? Oh, they're going to show them all. That is amazing. Look at how beautiful that is. Look at this. Oh. Those are awesome. Now, during the break, they're going to be playing a music video from Keiko-san playing the Omega music on piano. They said there will be an advertisement. So while they're advertising, I'd like to advertise that if you want to support me and Brian, you can support us over on Twitch. A portion of that does go to support our very own mod and editor, Chris. If you'd like to support just what me and Chris have started doing over on Gaming Kinda, the goal is for the membership video to do that, the membership button to do that over on our YouTube, Gaming Kinda. All right, let's talk about Omega. Omega Protocol. This is our ultimates. So here's our arena. Looking good. Now remember that we do have multiple boss designers involved. I doubt he's going to progress the phases for here. He said the arena looks a bit tight. And so everything will be Omega. You'll find out what that means. Everything Omega has seen and experienced will be thrown at you. If you want to prepare, do all of the Omega Savage fights. That will be fun to watch people prog. If you guys have never watched a World First prog for the Final Fantasy community, those are hosted by Frosty and the amazing team he puts together over on the Twitch channel where he does Mog Talk. So I encourage you guys to go give that a watch. Should be a great time.
A few moments later.
The Shifting Gymnasion Aganon. And so this will be our new Elpis maps. Making it to the bottom of these are some of the rarest achievements in game. To make it to the bottom of these like 20 times or whatever it is. For any of you achievement hunters out there using something like Lala achievements or XIV Collect, I prefer Lala achievements because of some of the filters they do, pulling those seasonal things out and making that function a little easier. So this is going to be a wheel. The wheel on there is going to get some different colors, and based on the color that it lands on will determine the outcome. Basically a lesser summon, an elder summon, and so on. And so this is our Elpis themed map, and they're going to test Yoshi-P's luck. All right, here we go. Is he going to let himself get sucked out? We're hoping for lightning. We're hoping for lightning. If the lightning pops, it will zap this thing. Otherwise, he's going to be sucked in and sucked out of the dungeon. And this will be how your runs end. If you do not make it to the final floor, it will be because you got sucked into one of these or you died. Don't die. Don't die. Oh, Yoshi-P says, my misfortune is going to turn into luck for all of the players. Hopefully you guys enjoy these maps. They are a ton of fun. They are worth a lot of money always, but they are worth an incredible amount of money when they are new because they have unique cosmetics locked behind them, and many of those unique cosmetics are through the unique crafting drops they drop. So as people want things like this, those crafting drops, the cloth necessary for those or whatever, will be something that people pay an arm and a leg for. Gil very rarely has a true need for people in the game once they build up to 10 million or more. And so a lot of times these big patch days when people are massively clawing up materia or clawing up things like map drops or a non-market prohibited minion or orchestron or something that drops from something like an alliance raid or something like that, those are where the big bucks go. The new course in the Leap of Faith. This is a jump puzzle type thing that is timed within Golden Saucer. In our lovely gate here. These are usually pretty reasonable to complete. You have an option to complete an easy path for bronze, go a little bit out of your way for silver, and go way out of your way for the golds. If you collect them all, then you get the largest MGP reward. Once you've touched the finish, you are guaranteed to have completed. So what I like to do is get what I can, usually all but the final gold, and then touch the finish and go back for the final gold because you don't have to zone out at that point. That guarantees that I've completed it within the time segment. The translation says that Yoshi-P just keeps making excuses for why he falls down. It's okay, Yoshi-P. We know. And Boxcon would like to note, you are falling down quite a bit. Quite a bit. Are you tired? So some nice back and forth there. They do such a great job hosting these. I appreciate that they show actual gameplay during these. It's why I prefer the part 2s personally. I watch all of them. But I prefer the part 2s because I feel like they really get a chance to show how much they love the game. And show off the actual gameplay itself. Instead, if you get higher in the map, the weather might change. The weather effects in here are pretty incredible. This is hopefully a sign of what is to come as we look at the graphical overhaul that they are beginning to implement in stages. We expect the big wave of that. It sounds like they're targeting 7.0. It would not shock me if that just continues on well past that. Foxconn said, you're running out of time as well. And Yoshi-P said, what am I even showing here? And Foxconn says, the new map. Yoshi-P says, as the producer and director, I want you guys to reach the goal. So, time to get rid of some of these excuses. Yoshi-P says, damn it. Oh. His words, not mine. His words. I've never said a foul word in my life, but sometimes I've said what Yoshi-P said. Just saying. All right. Eureka Orthos. Let's get into Deep Dungeon. Time to start with an overview for any of you that have not messed around with Deep Dungeon in the past. A dungeon whose architecture changes each time players enter to explore. Players must complete the main scenario quest, Endwalker, as well as floor 50 of Palace of the Dead, the first one of these, and must be level 81 or above to enter. Entry is available for groups of 1 to 4 with no role restrictions. The difficulty is unaffected by party size. Please use the player guide on the lodestone for more details. There's also a ton of third-party resources for these, for any of you that want guides on how to go back and get the Necromancer or Lone Hero title. This is something that gets very well documented by the community, and I think Eureka Orthos will be no exception. They're going to go over the kind of how to unlock it here. You will be accepting that quest from Robinta in Mordona, and with the addition of Eureka Orthos, previous quests associated with but I hardly know and the Gift of Archmages will be removed. So, if that's something that matters to you, go get that done. And Yoshi-P said, we don't really need those quests anymore, but we like the NPC, so we are giving them a new duty. The quests being removed are the ones that were used for the weekly rewards during the Realm Reborn Alliance raids. I'm sure they'll be archived on places like Gamerscape if that's ever something that somebody wants to make a reference to. And somebody really cool, like the Eorzean Archives or Syndotic Scribe, want to go make some deep dive into who this person is. The text lines will differ a bit depending on whether or not you've done the quest or not. So, there you go. All right, what is it we're seeing here? We are seeing some crazy things. What we are seeing is the new UI for this. You will notice that we do have our our special items for our Palmanders here, as well as our Accursed Horde. We do have our equipments, which is pretty standard. You come in at level 81, you'll level rapidly, and when you leave, you'll take some of that experience with you if you're not already level 90 on that job. And then you can see that it's the standard UI as far as whether or not you have like the key on the floor and you have the ability to kind of move on. And the Magicite is now called the Demi-Clone Generator, as well as a little section showing you what effects are already in play. Okay, now he's upgraded his weapon there. That is +1. The other deep dungeons, this is capped at +99, so you want to be at +99 before you make an attempt for the top. If you run straight to the center of an area, you might hit a trap. Usually a little bit safer to work your way around the outside edge. Has been my limited experience with the content. This is fun to share with friends. You have a couple of save slots, and so as long as you're going in with the exact same group, you can always pick up your progress. You can save every 10 floors. Every 10 floors will be a boss. After you beat the boss, you get zoned out, and that becomes your checkpoint. After you die, though, that run is forfeit. You have to go all the way back. The Games Done Quickly run will be on January the 13th, which is unfortunately a Friday the 13th, so we'll just have to see exactly what that ends up looking like. And whether or not that ends up being an unlucky day for these runs. But it would be cool to see Games Done Quickly feature Final Fantasy XIV in a way that makes sense on the scale that things are done quickly. Speedrunners in MMOs is really hard to do. So it's cool to see it getting featured in that way. Alright, so they have taken us to one of these bosses. And so we are now on floor 10. B10. So it looks like we're counting down. Basement floors. So we're now on floor 10. This looks like it takes place below the Crystal Tower, and you'll note that we are now level 85. You'll be leveling up really rapidly during this. Remember, when you zone out, that's when you take the experience and apply it to your real level. So you don't actually have to be level 90 on a job to be level 90 while inside of a run. You will unlock the skills and abilities associated with that automatically. You saw this boss on the trailer, right? They manually spawned one we'd already seen. But I'm sure people will be getting a lot of lore. They said there is going to be a lot of story told through the bosses, a lot of speculation stuff there, but that they expected the quest to be something that people enjoyed at least through the 30th floor, was what the interviews said this week, if I remember correctly. Yoshi-P is doing everything a new player would, and Foxconn is noting how nice of him it is to do that. Now he's going to pop the Demi-Clone. Oh, snap. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Now, are they going to come fight with us? That's a big deal. Some Crystal Tower reference? Is that where he's from? I believe that that's where we know that from. And Yoshi-P said if you did the Crystal Tower series, you would know this character. I'm getting better at it, guys. This longtime skipper recognized somebody. If you'd like to see my Crystal Tower playthrough, that is over on Gaming Lore, kinda. And that's where we go push those up. So, as I slowly get through the story, Mod Chris is slowly getting that uploaded over there. Cool. So he's going to fight alongside you. A little bit different than the way the other guys worked, where they just kind of clear the floor for you or whatever. He's going to kind of follow you around. Kind of a cool idea. So he's now going to show maybe some of the rewards from it. This is a new hairstyle. These are usually something that I would kind of think maybe showing some non-market prohibited stuff. So if you don't want these, they're still worth getting, especially early on while people don't have them, because they will be worth a lot. So since we have the game, he's going to go ahead and show some mounts. This is Pinky. I assume that is the Laparit mount, based on the fact that it's wearing a Laparit mask, but maybe not. It's cute though. He's got a couple of other ones here. So we've got a robot. Well, this could be the Laparit mount, because this looks like a robot with bunny ears. That the bunny ears turn into the propeller. He did say the mask for Pinky should be an indicator for where to get it from. So I do stand by, maybe that looked like it was the Laparit area. And so now we have the robot. Flies around with its ear propellers. It looks dangerous. Almost hit the nose. Our gilded little sheep. These are existing mounts that they come back and they do vendors. These are available from vendors for a fixed amount of money. They're not market prohibited so that you can trade them to other players as a gift. This one is actually not just the gorilla, but the PvP gorilla mount. Which I don't even know if that PvP mount's still available. Is it? And so this is the PvP one, and it is shooting Gil out the jetpacks. Alright. He's got a couple more to show us. Whoa! Now, he said the fuel consumption on this one is particularly bad, almost like your car. Maybe he was talking about the gorilla there. He said this one comes from MGP. MGP, the Manderville Golden Saucer Points. So go do that new Leap of Faith. Go do your fashion report every week. Lots of people sharing the source on how to get that. Many of them are using the same Twitter account to get their information. But it gets reposted in all sorts of Discords. And if you want to see it in video form, I believe Mayoni makes a video every week. And Foxconn did say, Gil, MGP, you're taking everything. So they're showing off a lot of good mounts here. Nice little crocodile to ride as well. It opens up like a little watermelon. It's like an Allegan watermelon. Now, Yoshi-P did ask, why do crocodiles fly now? And this looks like a watermelon. I thought that too, Yoshi-P. And he also did note that there are more than what he showed today. That one's probably from Deep Dungeon. There's probably a great deal many others. With the UI changes. Now, hopefully, this is something that he can just deposit all these. So you can see he's got some items that the retainer does not have. He also has some items that are identical to what the retainer has, such as if you use a retainer to store all of your materia. So it looks like what it's doing is it's saying, would you like to deposit all these things? And it's letting you check them off. I see some materia icons. I see some different materials, such as crafting materials and so on. Hopefully it's just going to put all of that over and it's just going to deposit it automatically. This will work a lot like the New World system, where the different retainers are like the different cities. So not quite as nice as games like Guild Wars or World of Warcraft, where you have one big inventory that handles it. Definitely not like Guild Wars material storage, but a massive leap forward in managing retainers. That's brilliant. Absolutely wonderful. That is the first step towards slowly improving this system. Hopefully they also make it so I can manage all of my retainers simultaneously, just make them more tabs on each other. And then it becomes a lot like Guild Wars, where you're just paying to extend your inventory. Now, Yoshi-P says he should probably show you some minions as well, because it did only take them 10 years to add that new retainer feature. So kind of poking a little bit of fun at himself at how kind of far behind that system feels compared to current MMOs. So it looks like he's going to start off with some new housing stuff. A lot of times this section is what comes from the design competitions. Come on, dog. Do something funny, dog. Come on. Keep up, buddy. Oh, best boy. Best boy. Oh, look at that dog. Look at that dogo. Oh, is he going to show off some other ones? Looks like he's going to show off some other minions as well. A little Stormblood Collector's Mount as a minion, kinda, but not really. Now, if this is the dungeon minion, hopefully it's not the same rarity as that mythical blue Ponto bird. I would really like if that was not something preposterous. This one, we believe, is called Finding Way. There is a new minion of a character that got requested a lot, which we did not put on the list here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Is that Shadowbringer's best boy? Oh man. Is it the man himself? That's the one that I would request. Oh cool. Look at this little guy. Automaton Mama. That's a near minion? Oh, he said it's not hard to obtain. So, we don't know where it comes from, but it's not hard. Okay, announcements. This is the finale of the live letter, guys. What I would love to see is them address FanFest tickets. When will those be for sale? Monday, January 9th, 2023. The New Year's Mahjong broadcast for Japan. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Final Fantasy XIV. 10 years since A Realm Reborn. What are we doing? What are we doing? Alright, the Crystalline Conflict Community Cup. Entry submission schedule is from Friday, December 23rd. That's now. To Sunday, January 15th. They will have seating announcements on Monday, January 30th. The preliminaries will be on Friday, February 3rd, Saturday, and Saturday, February 4th. And the semifinals and finals on Sunday, February 5th. All matches will be streamed on the official Final Fantasy XIV Twitch channel. Details to be announced on the Japanese Lodestone. Orchestral Album Volume 3, Blu-ray disc music. If you'd like to have the Eorzean Symphony for Final Fantasy XIV Volume 3, this will feature every unforgettable song performed during their 2022 Eorzean Symphony held in Japan. Orchestra Concert 2023 Eorzean Symphony in North America. This will be in Las Vegas, Friday, July 28th. That is held after the North American and European fan festivals. Orchestra concert will be Sunday, July 30th in the evening. My God, I would love to have the money to buy a ticket to that. That would be incredible. 2024. January 7th and 8th. Japanese Fan Festival. There it is. We now have our dates. Ladies and gentlemen, we did not have this before. They just said early. January 7th is JP FanFest. This is a big deal. This is what helps us get a little bit better at guessing when that 7.0 could be. Now, it is time for December 31st, Heaven's Turn. Heaven's Turn. Remember to get your winter festival or whatever it's called, the Christmas holidays, reindeer. Remember to get that before it goes away. Because that, I believe, goes away with the move into Heaven's Turn. There will be a lodestone post on that. Anytime you miss a cosmetic from these, that goes for sale on the MOG station the next time that seasonal holiday comes around. They will be doing the patch note reading. Remember, when the patch notes drop, that's when we'll get those finalized job changes. Yoshida will be discussing the 6.3 patch note details during the maintenance. When the servers go offline going into the patch. That's when they reveal all this, take the servers offline, and then they're ready to share it. So Yoshi-P's final statement is that the Christmas holidays soon, New Year's soon, and we're entering the 10th anniversary year for Final Fantasy XIV. It makes him think that a lot. He said back then that he wanted to do this for 10 years, actually reaching that an MMO, that as an MMO is amazing, and they have plans for the next 10 years now. There are announcements he would love to share with you, but can't yet at this point. Thank you for spending this year with them. And he is looking forward to next year with us. He hopes that you have a nice and healthy holidays. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. See you next year. Thank you again to the Reddit team for unofficially translating this. It's absolutely amazing.